Just watching me do this. Okay, so we're going to do Ninja Gold today, and what's the first thing we want to do when we're starting a new Flask project? Create a folder. Yeah, that'd be a good first step, right? So I actually have a Ninja Gold folder ready for us to go. And what else do I need to do to get my project going? Activate the environment. So let's do that. We'll go source dot 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 dot. Oh shoot, you guys can't see that very well, right? Whoa. Sorry, that when I expand things, it takes a long time for some reason. Is that big enough though? Size-wise? Okay, cool. Joel.
Sorry. I thought it was really quiet.
I heard that, man. I heard that. All right, so we're going Flask and then bind / activate. So there we go. We're inside our activated environment. This is fantastic. So let's create a file. What do you say? We'll call it server.py. So we'll just go touch server.py. And there we go. This is where we're going to have our Flask app. What do we need to import? Whoa. From Flask. Flask. We're going to import Flask itself. What else do you think we might need? What will we render template? Yeah, that's a good thing. We definitely need that. Oops. I heard some other things. So, well, but as far as what we're importing from Flask, what else should we import? That's a great one. I like it. Anything else? Session. Yes. We're going to need session because we have to keep track of how much gold this particular player has. All right. Okay, cool. So we should have most of the things that we need. Let's create an app. So we're going to do app equals Flask. And then what are we invoking this against? Name. Okay. And then down here, I'm just going to run my app, and we're going to do it in debug mode. Okay. So we're good to go. Let's just run the file. Obviously, we don't have any routes, but that's okay. So let's go Python server.py. Oh no, my address is already in use. I'll change it then. So we'll say port equals 3000. Run it one more time. Okay, so now we're actually running on port 3000. Obviously, we don't have any routes. Let's fix that. Okay, and let's look at the assignment to make sure we understand what we're doing here. So we're really just going to have this one index route. Can you guys see that okay? We're just going to have this one index route that displays all these forms that we're going to hit. And then we're going to have another route which is going to process the forms itself. Okay. So let's just create our index route for now. So we go @app.route, and then it's going to be / for the index route, and we'll just call this index method. And then let's go ahead and render a template, but actually we don't have one yet. So we'll create a templates folder. Inside templates, let's do an index.html. Go like this, put in some boilerplate, and we'll just say h1 Ninja Gold with an exclamation point. All right. Now we'll go back here, and we're just going to render this template. That's it for right now. Okay. Return render template, and we're going to say index.html. Cool. What's the other thing that we need to do if we're using session? We have to add a secret key to the app. That's correct. So let's do that. We'll say app.secretKey equals some very secret key. All right. Debugger is active. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Let's try to hit localhost 3000. Ninja Gold, we're in the game, right? So the first thing that we want to do is actually just sketch out roughly our HTML of how we want this thing to look. So the top part is we're going to have this your gold, and that's just going to be the current gold that this player has. So let's just say we'll do it in a p tag, your gold, and then we'll have like a span or something like that, and then we'll say 0 for now. And I'm going to give that a class, so we'll just call it class equals gold. How do we load up a style sheet here? Anyone?
Static folder?
Yeah, let's create that static folder. And normally I'd probably nest it a little bit more. So like inside static, we might have a CSS folder, and then, but really there's only one view here. So let's just stick with putting style.css directly inside static. Okay, and then our gold class, I want the display to be inline block. Does anybody know why? Because I want to be able to establish some margins or padding or something like that. And I can't do that if it's just an inline item. All right, so let's just say padding is, I don't know, 10px, border 1px solid black. All right, so there we go. And then inside my index.html, let's actually bring that in, right? So we're going to do link, and then you guys remember how I get a URL for that static folder? Anyone? So yeah, I'm using URL4, and then we're just going to say the file name equals, it's going to be style.css, and then I have to close this out, and then also close out my mustache tags there. All right, and then to make sure this is even working, let's just do something. Well, actually, we already have gold, so let's refresh it and see if we're getting our class there. Cool. Does that look great to you guys? Because it looks fabulous to me. All right. All right, let's get some forms going. We need to have 4 different forms. And let's just do down here a div. And I'm going to give that a class. So we'll call this class equals forms. Has anybody here ever played with Flexbox? Yes, a little bit? All right, I'm gonna do some Flexbox in here. So we're gonna say forms. The display of this is gonna be flex, and what that's gonna allow me to do is it's gonna allow me to just distribute those forms across my screen horizontally. Now the other way, of course, is to do inline block, but I like this a little bit better, and you guys can see what you think of it. So I'm gonna do display flex. And then this property, justify content, is going to specify how I want that stuff to be flexed across the screen. I'm going to use space between, and this is going to mean that my endpoints are going to be at the far reaches of the screen, and then everything else will be distributed evenly. Okay? So I've got class forms in there, and then inside of that, I need to create a bunch of forms. Let's see what the form needs to have. So it's got to have the location, it has to have how much this is going to earn, and then a button in it. All right, so let's start doing that. So we'll go form, and then inside of that, whoops, before I do that, I'm going to surround this because I'm going to do some shortcuts here. So we'll do form, and then inside that, I want to have a h3 plus, I want to have like a p tag, plus I want to have an input that's of type hidden, and then I also want to have a button to submit, and I want to do this 4 times. Okay? Anybody have any questions about this? Before I click tab, I want you to see like just what it looks like. All right. Kind of nice, right? So let me close this out so you can see what we got. So our form action, I want to bring back to the assignment real quick. It specifies here that we want there to only be 2 routes. If I can find where it mentioned that. Oh, here it is. So for this assignment, we're only going to have 2 routes, the index and also the form processing route. Okay? So for all of these different process money forms, I'm going to send them to the exact same place. And what is my method going to be for these forms? That's my action. That tells it where it's going to, yeah. Post is going to be the actual method. So let me just highlight all these guys. So Command D if you're on a Mac. And then we're going to change the action to process money like it says in the assignment. And then I'm going to add in the method, which is post. Okay. Cool. Let's see if we actually have something. We don't have anything displayed yet because we have to put the names in here as well. So we've got farm, cave, house, and casino. Let's go in here. This is going to be farm, cave, house. Whoops. I started too early. So farm, cave, house. Dang it. House and casino. All right, let's see if we're actually getting this on our screen. We are. However, our flexing did not seem to be working correctly, right? So class equals forms. Did I do that wrong or something?
Is it because they're all? Don't you have to do display flex on the parent element?
No, you shouldn't. No, flex direction is going to be across the screen.
You need another div. Yeah, you need a div for that.
Wait, why is this saying display block? That's the problem.
Because that is right. You're only changing the children.
No. What I'm saying is this individual div here that I've said class equals form. Oh, you know what? I think this is a caching issue. Hang on one second. So if I just delete, oh gosh, cache storage. Hang on one second. So if we actually bring in the static file here, let's open it in a new tab. Notice how it actually doesn't have my forms yet. You guys might run into this problem. That's why I'm kind of bringing this up. If I refresh this now, it should have my my flex in there.
Oh.
There we go.
You shift command R.
Shift Command R. That's a hard refresh with flushing. Is that what you're saying?
Because this file is inside of the static.
Yeah.
If it's normal fresh, it won't refresh this one.
Okay.
It has to be hard refresh to get this one.
Well, I just did a regular refresh on this, and you could see it refreshed. So now we should expect the actual thing to look right. Okay. All right. So good. Sanity is restored. It was just being cached by the browser, so we didn't have our new styles that we had already added, right? And I've seen, Tom, I know you ran into this issue a couple days ago. So cool. So we got that. What else do we need to have inside of our forms? We have to have buttons that say find gold. Let's put those in there. Okay, I don't think we had any. Let's just go button. I should have put that in there, but find gold, exclamation point. I'll copy this guy, drop it in here. Wait, I do have buttons in here. Did you guys notice they kind of got thrown? They're hidden. All right, find gold like that. Let's just copy that and bring it on down the line. So here, find gold. Find gold. Okay. All right. So we're almost there. We just need to put the little blurbs in there. So this is 10 to 20 golds. Anyone ever heard golds?
You're talking about
Nice. I like it. Okay, so this was 10 to 20 golds. All right, what do we have for the other ones? We got 5 to 10, 2 to 5. Okay, here. Earn 5 to 10 golds. I'm just going to copy this.
I was almost going to write an if logic to say if it's greater than 1, then it's gold. If it's like equal to 1 or less than 1, it's gold. But then I realized it doesn't sound right. The gold.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of silly, but if it was like gold bars, then it would make sense to put an S at the end, but gold itself, you really don't pluralize it like that. So, all right, so we've got 5 to 10, 2 to 5, and 0 to 50. Oh, but that's earns takes, right? So this is going to be 2 to 5, and then this is going to be earns takes 0 to 50. 0 to 50. All right, very good. How are we doing here? Get rid of this guy, refresh that. Cool. Anything else we need here? That's it, right? We just need to specify what they do. We also have something at the bottom, which is our activities. You guys want me to style the forms at all? So we'll just say that each form is going to, it'll have some padding inside of it. We'll say like 15 pixels. We'll say the border is going to be 1 pix solid light gray. All right. Oh man, I keep having that problem. So Command-Shift-R, you're saying? Oh, that did work. Nice. Very good. All right, so we're in pretty good shape. We got this thing styled, right? The next thing we need to do is to actually be able to submit these forms. All right? And we've included a hidden input in here. Does anybody know why? Why do we have this hidden input? So because we only have one route that we're processing the form using, we have to have some kind of differentiator. Okay? And what the hidden input is it's going to allow us to determine what form did a person click. We won't see it in the HTML, or actually we'll see it in the page source, but we won't see it in the actual output. Okay, so in the first one, we want this name to be building, and then the actual value of that is going to be farm. Okay, and then down here, we're going to call it building again, and then the value will be cave. And then here, our name again will be building every time. Value is house. And then finally, we've got our casino. Casino. Okay. All right, cool. So let's just submit the form, and then when we receive the form, let's simply print out what building we came from to make sure that that part's working right. Okay? So let's create a new route. We'll go at route, and then it's going to be process money. Then let's go down here, and we'll create a method just called process. Okay. Now, how do we get the values of the form that we're going to be taking submissions from? Yeah, we need request.form. Where do we get request from? Yeah, we did not yet import that, right? There we go. All right. So let's do something. Let's just print request.form and then at building. Then what do we want to do after we do a post request? Redirect. To where? Just the index, yeah, because we only have one route that's going to render a template here. Okay, so let's open up our console here. There we are. I'm going to submit one of these forms. House. Whoops. I forgot to do one thing. What was it? I forgot to do the allowed method. So if we don't add this in, it's just gonna think that we're only allowing get requests for this route. So let's change that. We'll say methods equals an array or a list. Sorry, we're in Python that accepts post requests. All right, let's see if I can. Oh, look, I can confirm. This is something that we were talking about the other day, right? Bad request. Key error. Center requests. All right, let's print request.form. Didn't we already have building when we submitted the form? Hang on 1 second. All right, so let's get back in here and let's see what we printed here. Okay, so we got this dictionary that has building and cave in it. So I believe maybe the reason we ran into that problem is because we were doing like a resubmit, hopefully. All right, so let's try printing building again. Going here to house. Okay. So cool, now we're getting what we want. We just printed house, that's the building that we came in through. All right, what do you think the next step that we're probably going to want to do is? Do something depending on the building. Does that make sense? So yeah, let's actually figure out how much gold we're going to give them. So first off, we need to actually have a reference to gold somewhere. How are we going to do that? We're going to save it in session, right? What route do you think I might start saving gold in? Index. Okay. So let's just say session at gold equals 0. Okay. Anybody know why this might not be so great to just do it like this unconditionally?
Because when you go back, it's always going to reset it.
That's right. So this is a very important point. If I leave it like this, every single time I hit that index route, session at gold is going to turn back into 0. Do I want that? So what kind of conditional do I want to do this then? I only want to do it under a certain circumstance. What do you think that might be?
When you already have the
So if the key does not yet exist inside session, then I want to set it to 0. Does that make sense? So let's just do it that way. So we'll say if gold not in session, then we'll go like that. And then inside my template, let's actually replace what we had earlier because we had a reference to what the gold was. We'll use our mustache tags, and we'll say session gold. All right, and let's make sure that we can just still render this thing without problems. Okay, cool. So our actual session gold is 0, and that's good. That's what we wanted. All right, now what we want to do is inside of our logic here, we want to change that gold depending on what they hit. All right, and we're going to we're going to bring in a function. Have you guys come across randint yet? A little bit? Yeah. All right, so let's import that. So we'll say from random import randint. Okay. So that's going to allow us to specify a range, a start point and an end point. And as you can see here, hopefully you can see, it includes both endpoints. So in contrast to what we were talking about with slice over there, which actually excludes the endpoint, this will include the endpoint. All right. So let's use that inside here. We know we're getting our request.form building. So let's just do some simple if logic. So if, actually first, let's just save a reference to the building. So we'll just say building equals request.form at building. All right. If building equals, what do we have? Farm cave, house, casino. So if it's farm, we're going to want to do something. And then we could do elif building equals, what was the next one? Cave? Cave. And then the third one, house and casino. Okay. Okay, cool. So elif building equals house. And then finally, we'll just say else. Else we know it's the casino, right? Okay, so let's just get some gold happening here. 10 to 20 here on the first one. So we'll say gold. We'll call this gold to add. Okay, and we'll say it's randint between 10 and 20. And then let's just print that for now. So gold to add. All right, open this up. Whoa. I got a problem here because I didn't put anything inside these blocks. So what you guys could do, you could probably just put pass in here for now. And then let's restart the server. Yes, one more pass, you're right. Thank you guys. All right, pass. Start it again. Okay, cool. So let's just go inside the very first thing, inside the farm, and let's make sure that we get some kind of gold that we wanted. Okay, so we're getting 12, so that's good. If I click this a few more times, so you can see that we got 15 and 14, so this is good. We're getting between 10 and 20. All's well there. Okay, what are the amounts for the other ones? We got 5 and 10, 2 and 5. Okay, let's go in here. Gold to add equals rand int 5, 10. Here we got gold to add equals rand int 2, 5. And then the other one we can actually lose money. So it's gets or takes 0 to 50. Okay, so what's my randint going to look like here? Negative 50 on one end and then 50 on the other. Okay, 50. Okay, so let's take our print out of here. Just move it down to the bottom. Cool. All right, so we're restarting. Let's just click some different things. House, farm, cave. And then here I've got, whoa. So I got 12, 5, and, was that it? Oh, 4, 12, and 5. All right. Any questions about what we got so far here? Anyone lost? No? Everyone's, if I have thumbs out, is it all like this right now? Good? Good, good, good? All right. One question. All right, good. Ask.
That random
Yeah, it's based on some. It's not truly random, but it's giving us something that sort of approximates randomness. Yeah.
Can we set to be like okay, and then we click
You mean not use randint and just say like every time you click this button, you're going to get exactly 5, something like that?
I mean, like, can we select like that?
Yeah, of course. If the game wasn't designed so that there was some amount of randomness to it, then we could just say every time you hit cave, you'll always get 5, something like that. Yeah, that would programmatically. There's no issue with that at all. It's just we're trying to follow the assignment here. That's all. Okay. So now what we need to do is we want to actually add this gold to add to our current count. So how am I going to do that? Session at gold plus equals gold to add. All right. Cool. Let's start doing that. See if we can change our gold. Oh, sweet. I got 2. All right. Working right. Let's start hitting the casino. Boom. Look at that.
Nice.
I'm up 49 in one shot. Dang. Look at this. 109. Party time. 153. I can't lose.
First trip to Vegas.
Oh, no. I lost. Jeez. Yeah, first trip to Vegas. All right. My luck's not too bad, right? I won a bunch of times. Okay, so our gold is changing every time. That's exactly what we want. What's the only thing that we're missing here from Ninja Gold? At least is activities, right? Was there anything else down here? Route route? Oh, geez, there are all these bonuses. Okay, so we're not going to get into all the bonuses, but let's get the activities there so that we can actually see what is the log of the things that are happening, right? Okay. What kind of I think what sort of structure might we include a stream of activities in? Yeah, what do we call that in Python? List. Very good. Okay, so we're going to establish something in here, and I'll probably restart the server so that we get rid of our session goal. But let's just say, so if gold was not in the session, we'll say this is the first page visit. Okay, and we're going to say session at activities, activites, is just an empty list. Okay. Now every time I do some kind of activity, I'm going to want to add to this list of activities. So down here, if I'm, what do I want to save in my activities? What do you guys think I'm going to save? Probably the gold to add, right? And then what else might we want to? What's that? Time. Yeah, that was in there. How do we get the date time in Python? Is it? Does anybody know who did this assignment? You were gonna ask.
It's daytime.
That's it. It's just date time.
Daytime dot now.
Oh, datetime dot now. Okay, cool. And do I actually need to import this in? I do. Okay, fair enough. All right. So let's just do. So if it's dot now, so from datetime, I could probably import now, right? Does that sound right? Okay, so so those are the things that we want to save. We want to save how much gold was added, what building it was from, and then also the date time so that we can store that in the activities. All right, so let's do it here. So gold to add equals rand int, and then here, let's go shoot. Let's do session at activities, and then we're going to append some dictionary, And then in the dictionary, so let's say gold was going to be the gold to add. And then what else do we have? We have building, correct, good. Building's just going to be building. And then our time, we'll just say time is going to be now. So we actually need to, that's a method, right? We need to invoke now against, or is it just a property? Does anybody know? An idealized time, available types. All right, well, we'll find out if it doesn't work. All right, so that's what we're going to store in here for building.
Oh, you need to do daytime dot.
Well, but see, I'm only importing
Oh, you do
now.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's do the same thing for these other ones. Session, add activities, dot append, and again, I'm going to add another dictionary that has gold. Do you guys see that there's something kind of repetitive going on here? So we have a really nice chance to refactor things. Let's, instead of doing it inside these blocks, let's just go down here and do it here. So we'll say session at activities dot append, and we're going to do the dictionary here that has gold to add, and then it's also going to have our building, and then finally time, which is going to be now. Okay, cool. So there we go. Let's get rid of it up in here. Okay. And let's just, every time we hit this, let's just print activities real quickly and make sure that we're getting what we want. I'll open up my terminal again so we can see it. Whoa, I can't import name now. Alright, I'll just import date time. So that's probably not a method then. Is it an actual, it's just a property, .now? I suspect that's what it is. So let's just say time, date time .now. Move this print over so we don't get yelled at. Alright. Okay, cool. So let's re-hit the root route, which should actually create us this empty list of activities and empty out our gold. Or not. I guess it kept our session going for some reason.
Maybe if you put it in effects,
What's that?
and you put the activities as part of the list.
Oh, you did it.
I went kind of crazy here. I, I tried to print activities without doing it inside of here. Okay. Let's go back real quick. Okay, so if I refresh,
Oh, because activity doesn't exist.
yeah, because I need to flush my session, right? What is going on with date time there? All right, so let's just on the root route, let's do session dot flush. So let me refresh that. Is it clear? Does anybody know how to clear a flash set? Excuse me, a Flask session?
I just feel that.
Oh, you cleared a cookie. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, good call. So let's get out of here. Let's go back. Whoops. All right. So inside application storage, cookies. Got some cookies. Let's just get rid of all these. All right. Oops. Ah, still trying to do flush. Okay, let me get rid of that real quick. Just do it one more time. Cool. All right, so we're back to where we started. Let's click some things here. What is up with the dot now?
Yeah, I think it's a message. I need
Are you sure it's not
the little
time? Well, if it's a method, why couldn't I have imported it individually? All right, let's do it that way then. Module datetime. Datetime has no now member. I think it's time.
It's daytime. Oh, it's daytime dot daytime dot
It is. Class datetime date.
There's another daytime. Daytime dot.
Wow. Can I just import from datetime datetime? Would this work? And then now I can go datetime.now, you're saying? Like that? Alright. Phew. Yeah, this is... Alright, well it's not growling, so let's take a look at the print logs here. Okay, so I've got something inside of my my activities list. I've got gold 5, building cave. Time is datetime.datetime, and then that. Does that look right?
Yeah. There's even release.
Okay. Alright. Well, let's keep going then. So we're actually getting a list of activities, so that's good. If I hit the casino, something happened there. And now my list is getting longer, right? Yes. You guys see that okay? Our activities. Okay, so let's actually put these on the screen. Down here, underneath the form, I think I had an activities, or I don't have that yet, so let's just go div. Class will be activities. And then same thing in our style, we'll just give it some padding, border, something like that. Pretty exciting. So dot activities, padding, 15 pixels, border, 1 pixel solid, light gray. Okay, and then inside our activities, what we're going to do is we're just going to loop through them. Okay, so to do this, we want to do for, and we'll say we'll just say, yeah, activity in session activities. Okay. And then we want to end our for loop down there, so we'll do end for. Cool. And then we'll do p tag. We're going to do, what is this thing supposed to say? Earned from the whatnot. Okay. So we'll say something like earned how much gold. So it'd be activity gold. And then from the whatever the activity building was, right? Activity building. Whoa. Yeah, I can't spell there. All right. That's why that extension that I have comes in handy. Because I actually saw that. And then timestamp, I think, comes over here, right? The activity. I don't have to close it, would you?
Yeah, there's a bracket.
It is?
You're the closing mustache.
Oh, good eye. Thank you. All right. Let's see if we have. Cool. Let's hit the casino a couple more times. Boom. Okay, so what's the problem here? There's only kind of one small little issue, right? What is it?
Your latest activity is at the bottom.
Was that part of the specification? It's supposed to be at the top?
Yeah,
Well, if
see,
you look
it's,
at the
it's
dates.
6 p.m., 6:15 p.m.
Oh, goodness. Are you really going to hold me to that? Man. All right, so we'd probably, if we wanted to switch that, we would have to, well, I guess there are a couple approaches, right? We could sort through our list, or we could, instead of appending to the list, we could probably prepend to it every time we add new activity, right?
Can we just reverse the for loop? Because right now it's from the start. Can we just start from the end?
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, so let's do that then. So instead of doing for activity in session activities, what are we going to do? We're going to do for I in range. Oh, goodness. Yeah, but we're going to have to start from the last item and then iterate backwards. You really want to do that in here? Let's keep moving, right? I mean, I just don't want to waste time on something that you guys, I know you can do, and I just don't want to, like, waste our lecture time on it, right? Should, yeah. Do we have a prepend method with Python lists? Probably.
Oh, they use insert.
Insert. Okay. Well, let's do that then. That'll kind of solve all these issues at once, right? So instead of append, let's insert, and then let's flush our cookies. Okay, application. Where are my cookies? I'm just going to clear storage here. Clear site data. Okay, refresh my server here. Alright, so let's start again. Okay, so find gold here.
Oh,
We're in the middle of changing the logic.
You're right, but I want to make sure insert takes two values. It takes the index and the value. Oh, goodness. Okay, so the index that we're adding at is going to be 0, right? So let's do this. We'll say 0 there. And then let's go back to this and fix this. So we're going to keep what we have for activity in session activities. And let's get back to here. All right, let's try to add something. Good, let me close this out so we can see it. Is this happening right? Cool. All right, that's much better, right? We're actually following the wireframe a little bit. Okay, cool. So the only other thing that we need to do is just kind of fix the message, right? Because here, if I lose gold like this, like I just did, I'm earning -41. So we want to change that, right? And then we want to change the class so that it's actually red or green, something like that.
That's actually a good way to think about it. To see that, be positive. I earned.
I earned a, yeah, exactly. That's a glass half full kind of thing, right? So we'll say green. I'm just going to create a couple classes here. Green will be color green, and then red will be color red. Cool. All right, so in here, let's just do our logic based on whether the amount that we got was positive or negative. Okay, so if, whoops, I need to actually have it in here. So if activity at gold is greater than 0, right? Or should it be greater than 1? Like, so okay. All right, so if it's greater than 0, that means we won. And then we'll have an else. And then we'll do our end if. All right, cool. So if we earned, let's bring this guy up here. Oh, jeez. Move it up inside there. Whoa. And then make it disappear. All right, so let's just tab it over, and then we'll give it a class. So we'll say the class here is green. And then our message, I believe, was still good, right? Refresh that. God dang it. There we go. Okay, so we're getting green. We're not seeing the other ones yet because we're gonna change that message, right? So here, if we lost, it's gonna be entered a casino and lost 50 golds. Ouch. All right, so if we get inside this else block, let's do a p class equals red. And we know the only way that we can lose if we're in a casino, so we actually don't have to do any mustache tags in that one, right? So entered a casino and lost. So instead of doing the actual gold, I'm going to do negative gold. So we'll say activity. Actually, let me put a negative in front here. Lost activity gold. Close that out. And then dot, 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 ouch. And then we still have our timestamp, I think, again. Yes, because we don't want it to look, we don't want to say we lost negative 50, right? That's not going to make any sense. Okay, so here, we'll say time. All right, let's see if that looks right. Oh, I guess it was supposed to say gold, right? And lost gold. Yeah, golds. To be true to the wireframe, you got to add the S at the end, right? Okay, let's hit the casino a few more times. Man, I keep losing. Yeah, all right, all right. Lost again. Say like, yeah, nothing happened. Yeah, you could. I don't know if that was specified in the excuse me, in the wireframe though. So I don't know. Maybe was that one of the bonus features? Sensei bonus. Oh look, we did one of the Sensei bonuses. We did it in descending order with the most recent activity first. Winning parameters. Okay. All right. So are we good? Anything else you guys want me to do on Ninja Gold? Did it make sense? Yes, I have a question here. Sure. Yeah, that was a pain, wasn't it? Let's look. Let's look at that. So from datetime, we imported datetime, and then we called the now method on the datetime class. How did I don't know. I didn't even do anything. I just printed it in the template. Are they supposed to be showing?
You literally choose the way you display it.
Oh, I see. It seems to me like maybe Jinja templating had something to do with how this displayed. I could be wrong about that, but it looks like it took the actual datetime, I guess that's an object of some sort, and then it turned it into this nice looking screen.
Like the console output,
then you see like 2019.
Yeah.
If you go farther up, like it's gone now, but like earlier when we first saw it for the very
56.
first time,
72236.
see 7222362. That's the milliseconds.
Hmm.
Because 2019, August 12th, 11. It's
Because he was
05,
calling
56
daytime
seconds.
that daytime there. And he was calling
Oh
daytime
yeah,
that
at
hour.
that time we were trying to use something else, right? And then we changed to
He imported
now.
daytime from daytime.
Right.
And he just used that.
Oh.
That was probably the difference. Yeah, is that we made a change in the middle there.
Is there anything else you can refactor?
You tell me.
That part is confusing.
So, well, let's see. I guess one thing that we could do if we wanted to make it really clean looking is we could have sort of a list of buildings and their associated values and stuff and just loop through those in the template. That's one thing that we could kind of do. Keep in mind that Jinja is going to be rebuilding that every time we refresh the page. Let's see. In server, you're asking if we could refactor anything?
When Michael tried to he did it so fast. Even when I watched it.
Did he make the process method even slimmer than this?
No, I think I'm just bringing over another video, but it's all in the index page where he does the refactoring.
Oh, okay. Was he looping through buildings though to do these forms?
I mean that would make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, what we could do is we could pass on when we render the template. We could pass on a list of buildings, and then just loop through it in the template, so that we didn't have to kind of rewrite all these things or recode all of them. I don't know that that would really save you that much time or energy.
I didn't have the for if logic, and I didn't have the loop. I just built an object
Mhm.
that has 4 buildings, and then so the key is the building name, the value is the random int, and then when I print, I just need to tell if the number is positive or negative, and then I just grab that building the key, like, so I don't have the if or loop.
That sounds pretty cool. I'd like to take a look at yours when we're done here. All right. Any other questions? You guys feel pretty good about this? Thumbs on this? Good. All right. All right, cool. Let's keep chugging away. Keep drinking from that flask.